What's poppin', everyone? I'm back with more Draft League content, and I'm super glad we got the win last week to put us back on the road to playoffs. Now we are here today for a moment in time where I cross paths with my great friend PokeaimMD in a Draft League, and I mean, look at his team. He's got a lot of great Pokemon. Palafin, Iron Treads, like Meowscarada, Espathra, all these mons here, like they're crazy good. And against my team, I feel like he could bring pretty much anything and do well, except for maybe the Nachi stack. I think it's really bad for the matchup, but everything that he has merit versus my team. Like Palafin is just a really strong water type Pokemon that can do a lot of damage. Even in the sun, it can do a lot of damage. Iron Treads is great, good ground type. I mean, Espathra could run Terra Fighting for Ting Lu. There's Meowscarada, which, I mean, it's a fast mon, outruns Walking Wake. Then Sylveon can like sponge hits from, I mean, it's a Draco immunity, right? So really good mon. Tauros Fire, it is able to resist the stabs of Scovillain. You got Dragalge, which is just good resistances overall. Ditto, which can copy Walking Wake. Halucha, which, I mean, it's good versus the Slitherwing and versus a lot of other stuff. It's really fast, huge threat. I just don't think the Nachi stack's coming because that mon is not good versus my team at all. Walking Wake, Scovillain, it's, yeah, I mean, besides that though, the other mons he has is crazy he could bring. But regardless of that, I feel like the mons that I have on my team are good versus a lot of different combinations he could bring. I feel like the matchup isn't that bad for me at all. Not this week, I don't feel. In comparison to like the last 3 weeks, which were really difficult matchups in my opinion. And I am making a lot of trades going into effect for, or I guess swaps and stuff, like changes to my team going into effect for week 5. Stay tuned till the end of the video. I will announce them at the very end of the video. After I do my battle and everything like that, I'll make sure to remember to let you guys know what's going down for next week. And so, with that being said, I decided to build a team around Maushold, as Maushold will be one of the Pokemon I will be swapping out because I haven't really found it to be that useful. So I wanted to bring it at least once before I say farewell to this Pokemon. As I'm pretty sure, like in this matchup in particular, I looked at all of my matchups and Maushold, I mean, it wasn't really the best in a lot of them, but in this one in particular, I think it's pretty solid. If you look at Maushold's population bomb with Technician, Wide Lens to power up the accuracy, and I mean, this thing, it's able to OHKO or 2-hit KO pretty much everything on his team, bar the Iron Treads, like a 3-hit KO, but it can OHKO Palafin, it can OHKO Sylveon. This mon's crazy. Like, population bomb does so much damage. He just has to make sure that he doesn't bring, or he has to make sure that you know, he brings a Rocky Helmet if he wants to deal with this thing, which, I mean, he has not seen me bring Maushold before. And I mean, we were talking trades and stuff like that, or just swaps for my team to make it more Emvee friendly. And you know, I told him I was going to trade Maushold away too, so he knows that, that whatever trades that went into effect, so he probably expects me not to bring this Pokemon. But I think that it could be really good because it's such a good offensive presence versus his team. Like, his switch-in is Mismagius, I guess, and maybe Iron Treads if it's healthy enough. But other than that, like, we have Bite for Mismagius, which will easily OHKO after a tidy up 2-hit KO otherwise. But Sub is great because we'll be able to sub versus Protect Espathra. And if they try to go for Protect and try to get a speed boost, we could sub versus that mon. We could tidy up to clean hazards, which he does have the option for hazard stack. And yeah, the speed here is just for Iron Treads basically. I mean, it outruns whatever it needs to underneath that. And yeah, build a team around Maushold this time, so hopefully it puts in a little bit of work, if not a lot. Then we have Torkoal. So I think the combination of Torkoal, Walking Wake is fantastic for this matchup because, I mean, Walking Wake itself, so of course, you know, when building this team, I had to keep in mind that Ditto could come in and Ditto can do Ditto things. It can copy and it can use my own Pokemon to their advantage against me. So I wanted to run AV Walking Wake along with Torkoal. This set here is really cool because I was trying to think how much speed would he try to run on his mons, and it only really makes sense for a lot of his faster mons to run enough speed to outrun my Flamigo, which hits like 307, I think, or something like that. So he'd probably run Pokemon with 308 speed, and or I guess there's a jump point from like 306 to 308 on plus speed mons. So I'm running 309 just to be able to outrun those kinds of mons. And in this way, we can actually run a Photosynthesis in special attack. This will give us the power, the firepower, to 2-hit KO Sylveon with Terra Water in the sun. Spidef Sylveon for that matter. And I do like this set a lot. It kind of is a throwback to the first time that I beat him in draft with a Chinese AV Kyurem, which had Dragon Tail, and then it Dragon Tailed him out of the entire game. And that was super fun. You can find that video somewhere. But yeah, this is a really good set, I feel, because it can counteract Ditto, because if Ditto tries to copy us and go for Hydro Steam or Dragon Pulse or Flamethrower or anything like that, it won't survive and they can't Terra back. They won't copy our typing when we become water. We can Oko with Dragon Pulse, do a lot of work there. I think Torkoal with the Heat Rock is really nice. This EV spread allows us to tank a Sludge Bomb from Dragalge, just in case we need to get like an emergency Rapid Spin, so that could be pretty useful. Earth Power is just for the Tauros, Paldea Fire, which is a 2-hit KO I think, and then Stealth Rocks for that chip. And then, yeah, like I guess Dragon Tail is really good because we can phase out a Spathra, we can send out Pokemon that try to set up, like Bulk Up Palafin, or Bulk Up Tauros, or Swords Dance Lucha, or whatever, or we just bop it with a Hydro Steam or Dragon Pulse. Pretty fun. We have Rocky Helmet Hatterene. Now, I'm running Rocky Helmet, like I said, team needs to be a little bit Ditto-proof in prep, so if Joey decides to copy Mousehold, go for Population Bomb. We have a Rocky Helmet user, which will destroy his Ditto. And so I do like Hatterene a lot because, you know, Magic Bounce is super useful versus like Spikes or Toxic Spikes Meowscarada or Toxic Spikes Dragalge, things like that, just to kind of have something for him to think about clicking hazards twice. And yeah, we have Nuzzle to paralyze stuff. I think we didn't even need like Draining Kiss or any kind of fairy move for this matchup. I think Giga Drain is better because it does more damage to the Palafin and heals us. I do like Psyshock for any kind of Calm Mind user, especially a spot for if a Terra Fightings, then Psyshock hits through its Sped-F boosts. And so Nuzzle is great too, just for paralysis. Mystical Fire is for the Iron Treads and things like that. And yeah, enough to be able to sponge. This doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by a Raging Bull in the Sun. Then we have Ting Lu. So Ting Lu, hopefully not going to be a Ting loser. It's been a minute since I brought this Pokemon and not lost, so which is never. So, but yeah, Ting Lu with the AV. This is a Chinese Ting Lu with max attack AV, split defenses, nice and balanced with the 8 speed, so that we could outrun Pokemon that set themselves to be faster than Ting Lu just by a margin. And yeah, Throat Chop, Earthquake, good stab combination here. I have Zen Headbutt because it hits Terra Fighting Espathra for a lot of damage, as well as Hawlucha. It will 2-hit KO those kinds of Pokemon easily. And then Heavy Slam for Sylveon, which is an OHKO on like Spidef Sylveon, 2-hit KO on Fizdef, so it'll do a lot of damage. And I do like this Pokemon a lot on our team because it's a good special sponge, right? It can deal with Dragalge, it can deal with Espathra, and even Sylveon. Like Hyper Voices will do nothing to this thing. And Throat Chop too. If he tries to Hyper Voice me, Throat Chop it can't do it anymore. So could be really useful on a setup Sylveon in particular as well. Then we have Slitherwing, the new Mon for the team that I've just received for this week, and Choice Scarf is what I wanted to run for this one because I did take time, just a little bit of time, you know, just a glance, just a peek here and there to look at how he prepared for his week 1, which was against Slitherwing. That was the person I traded Slitherwing, or traded my Iron Hands to for Slitherwing. And the way that he prepped for it was to, well, I guess he led with like Sash, Meowscarada or something like that. So if he does that this time and tries to attack or knock off or do something like that, try to get up hazards, maybe acrobatics, for example, I could U-turn. I'm faster naturally with the Choice Scarf 254. It outruns Meowscarada. Then I go into like Hatterene and Rocky Helmet it and knock it out or something like that. But I do think Choice Scarf is great because it outruns everything pretty much that it's non-Choice Scarfed. So that could be really good. And a lot of Pokemon like Palafin, Iron Treads, Espathra, etc., like there will not be Choice Scarf at all. Yeah, I mean either way, I think we're good. Like the Photosynthesis and attack is gonna be so nice. Like Earthquake doing a lot of damage. Wild Charge super useful on like Palafin and Hawlucha. So yeah, these moves are good momentum to bring in Mousehold and just to scout for any Rocky Helmets, because that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that the Rocky Helmet user is gone for Mousehold to put in the work. And I'm glad that we get to bring it for this matchup before it's gone. And I do think the new trades that I'm getting will be really great. So like I said, stay tuned to the end so you can figure out what I'm bringing for the next, or what I'm, I guess, getting for my team for the next weeks coming up. But that is going to be the team. So I hope you all enjoyed. Going to be playing Joey really soon in the next 20 minutes or so, whenever he's ready. And I'm excited because if I win this game, we're 2-2 and we're in a really good spot. But Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for sure, but I feel like this time we have the tools, I think, to potentially do a lot better. And hopefully no hacks, fingers crossed. So I'll see you guys for the battle, and we'll get right into it. Alright, it's time for week 4 of the BBR versus my pal, my friend, my comrade, but today, my enemy, Joey PokeaimMD. And I guess we'll keep the same music as last time, Cassiopeia, right? Because we won the last time. If we win this time, we got to keep the chain going until we lose. Then we'll switch the music up. But, ooh, look at his team. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that he did not decide to bring the Espathra, so he can't be tearing with any other mon. That's really cool. So we do see Sylveon there, of course. Hawlucha, which I'm kind of curious what set it's going to be. I don't really see an immediate Rocky Helmet user right off the bat, but it could be Hawlucha or Iron Treads. We got to play our Mouse carefully, but Mouse goes in. I think a potential lead, or I think the lead that I see that's going to be like actually what we should be leading off with is going to be our Slitherwing. Choice Scarf U-turn, outrunning pretty much everything on his team, bar any kind of Choice Scarf user, but I feel like this is going to be good in case he leaves Masquerada. So I saw his game that he played week 1 versus the other Slitherwing team that, I mean, it was the Slitherwing team, but I had that traded, remember, for Iron Hands. So now I have it. He had like a Sash Masquerada and some other stuff. So we are running a different set than he's faced before. So hopefully it'll catch him off guard. Because Choice Scarf actually is kind of nice versus his team. It really is. So let's see what he leads with though. If he leads Masquerada, we're in a really good spot. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe he's running like Focus Sash or something, trying to attack us with Acrobatics. We can U-turn out into Hatterene and give him Rocky Helmet Chip. That could be cool. But let's see what he leads with though. He decides to challenge me, and this may or may not be his first mistake, or my first mistake. We'll see. You already know. First 2 weeks were kind of my first mistake of challenging, but we're bouncing back. And I really, really, really want to win this game so badly. Okay. Yeah, let's U-turn out here. U-turn out versus the Palafin. And so he'll either flip turn or hard switch out. I think he's going to hard switch probably into something. So we'll get the switch initiative. Yep, he does do that. And let's see what he brings. He brings in, okay, Astrabbit, what is this? Sylveon. Okay, cool. So we get the U-turn momentum, the switch initiative here, right? And so we could bring in probably Torkoal. So if we bring in Torkoal, we could get Rocks up, I think. And that's going to be really good overall for the rest of the team. We get Sun, we get Rocks. Sun Zoo, come on out. It's one of my favorite nicknames for this Torkoal. Okay, cool. So we get the Sun up. And this is really good. Leftovers. Okay, so this is a leftover Sylveon. It probably more than likely has Wish. Maybe a Baton Pass with Wish Baton or something like that. Let's get Rocks up here. So we'll throw some Stealth Rocks up. He decides to switch out. Okay, cool. Into what? I'm assuming maybe Palafin or Dragalge? What is this? It is the Dragalge. Okay. So we're going to get Rocks up here. Throw some Rocks up on his side. Now, this could potentially have Toxic Spikes. Potentially. I don't want to go hard Hatterene. I have a lot of hazard control. I have Rapid Spin. I have Tidy Up. I have Magic Bounce. But since we don't have to face an Espathra, I can bring in AV Chinese Ting Lu. You Ting loser. You already know. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, sub. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't go Hatterene. So he went for the sub. Is it sub Toxic Protect? Please don't be. Because that set would be annoying to deal with. Let's see what happens. I'm going to break this thing's... oh, it's Toxic. Uh-oh, it is Toxic. Oh, no. So it might as well be Sub-Toxic Protect. Maybe to break down Ting Lu, but if he's just one move, he'd be walled by something. Maybe was he not expecting Rever Room? I don't know, but in any case, we do break it sub. So we have a few options, right? If he tries to sub again or protect, we could potentially go into Mouse Hold and Population Bomb it, because Population Bomb would be really strong in terms of whatever comes in, but I still don't have like I could go into it, but I don't know. I don't have the information about the Rocky Helmet stuff yet. I feel like I might possibly need more information. Like, does he have Protect? He could also switch out, right? He could also switch out into like a ground immune like Hawlucha or something like that, or maybe into one of his faster mons. I want to find out. I'm just gonna Earthquake. I don't want to like make too many crazy plays just yet. What's this mon? Is this Masquerada? Okay, so we can Earthquake this mon, get some damage on it, and oh, it was at full HP. That means he didn't take rocks damage, which means it's heavy duty boots. Okay, so if this thing is heavy duty boots, that's really good. I feel like here we make an aggressive switch into something like, because he's heavy duty boots, right? It might not be. It might have spikes. It might have spikes or toxic spikes on this thing. Honestly, I just want to go Hatterene because Hatterene can sponge any hit, knowing that it's not banded, right? It's not banded, so he can probably sponge a knockoff or a flower trick or something like that, not get 2 KO based on my EV spread. And if he tries to like set up a hazard, we bounce it back. There's already rocks up, and so I think this will be good. I think this will be good. So that's immediate information right there on what his item is. So I'm really glad we got those rocks early in the game. Okay, it's time to bring in Hatterene. What is he gonna do? Let's find out. He decides to go for the spikes. Oh shoot. Okay, wait. We just bounced back spikes. Now there are rocks and spikes on his side. I feel like there's only one play here, and that one play I believe is to go for the mystical fire. And because that, you know, if he decides to try to, oh, he's U-turning. Okay, wait. So it depends on what he goes into, right? So this is the best of both worlds. We got Rocky Helmet Chip on the Masquerada. We bounce back a spike, and now we potentially get to do some good damage. If he goes Dragalge, I think that's smart because, I don't know, does Iron Treads take a sun boosted mystical fire and Woody Rapid Spin? Because I have Rocky Helmet and probably couldn't get the spin off if he barely survived, right? So this could be really good to keep hazards up and pressure his team. I don't have a spin blocker that I brought, but yeah, like, I don't know. Let's find out. Ivory, who's that? That's the Iron Treads. Oh shoot. Okay. How much is it gonna do? Okay, so it takes rocks and spikes. Let's see how much it does. Obliterated. Let's go. Hazards are there to stay. This is so good for us. Okay, this is really good. So, okay, one mon down. And that's the Iron Treads, which is the spinner. So that mon is out of the way. Oh, I guess he could have Defog Halucha, which he did bring before, I've seen. So, yeah, that is an option. Maybe he just threw that away because he has Defog. But in any case, I think here we can just safely go back into Ting Lu, I believe, and kind of play it from there, because with the hazards up, it's just really solid overall. And yeah, Masquerada is like, what, below half now almost? So it's pretty good. Sludge Bomb. Okay, not bad. That means that we could probably go for another aggressive attack. Just like with Hatterene going for the the Mystical Fire. We could probably go for something like the Heavy Slam if we were predicting Sylveon to come in. I'm really wanting to go for a Heavy Slam in case Sylveon comes in. It also just hits everything neutrally at this point. Except for Palafin, which I don't think Palafin would hard come into Earthquake. So let's see what comes in. It's going to be the Astro Rabbit. That's the Sylveon. That's the Sylveon right here. Okay, this is really good. So we're catching things on the switch. We caught the Iron Treads and now we're catching the Sylveon. Rocks and Spikes. Oh, it barely lived. Okay, that thing is full Fizdef. There's no way if it was a Spidef set that it would survive, but I'm surprised that he brought a Fizdef Sylveon when I have a Walking Wake matchup. Like, Walking Wake would obliterate Sylveon in the sun with a Hydro Steam. That's crazy. So if I expect Protect, I could potentially switch out into Mousehold, but I mean, I am AV. I don't want to overpredict or anything right here. Don't really want to overpredict. I could probably go for like an Earthquake or like another Heavy Slam or something like that. And just stay in, I think is what we got to do. So I'm going to do that. See what he goes for. Let's see what he goes for. Okay, Hyper Voice. Eating that up. Nice. Ting Lu. Will turn Sylveon into a Ting Loser. Not bad. Okay, so that mon is out of the way. Chinese Ting Lu actually putting in a lot of work. Like, I have max attack too, and I'm running a really cool EV spread as well on this set. So I'm really glad that we got to bring this mon and put in work. So Sylveon's gone. Next comes in, who is this? The Masquerada. And this time I'm definitely not going Hatterene. I do expect a knockoff here. I do expect a knockoff. I believe we can save Ting Lu. But he might spike. But I kind of just want to go Torkoal anyways, because if we go Torkoal, we get the sun back up. And we have Rapid Spin. In case he does set up a spike, we can just Rapid Spin immediately. We could do that, I think. So let's just go into Torkoal here. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? We can switch out. Bring in the Torkoal. Get the sun back up. Because that's what we're going to need for later in the game. So sun's out. And he gets up a spike again. What if I went back to Hatterene? I actually could have gone back and just bounced back more spikes. That's crazy. Okay, so let's Rapid Spin then. I assume he's going to knock here. So yep, there's the knockoff. Got rid of my Heat Rock, but that's fine. We don't really need all the turns. We've knocked out 2 Mons. We're up 6-4, so I feel like we're far ahead where we don't even need our Heat Rock anymore. And I assume that now he's going to probably double knock. Like, I don't want to go into Hatterene here just because he might decide to not spike again because he did it before. So I'm definitely going to just stay in Lava Plume again. Or Lava Plume here, I should say. I think double knock's coming, so let's just go for the Lava Plume. Ah, nice. Nice. Yep, exactly. So, that's good. Got to get rid of this Pokemon now. And Masquerade is gone. This is looking good, but I have to be vigilant. I have to keep on my guard because that Hawlucha could be Swords Dance. So we have to position ourselves so that he cannot set up a Swords Dance. Have to position ourselves here. So, okay, Palafin's in. And with Palafin being in, what does this mean? This means that we can probably go into... I'm thinking Hatterene. Looking at my squad, right? I don't want to switch into a close combat with Walking Wake, so I think Hatterene is the play just because water moves are weakened. We ×4 resist fighting. And we can Nuzzle, Giga Drain, do all that kind of stuff. So, let's switch out here into Hatterene. And see what this Palafin's gonna do. Alright, so we bring this thing out. Goes for the Wave Crash. That does not do much. Are you sure you went from 0 to hero, or are you Palafin 0? Like, I don't know how much that's gonna do. Like, I didn't expect it to do that little in the sun, because Wave Crash is... I mean, think about it. This Pokemon's base attack is incredible. Like, actually incredible. But now we get to Nuzzle here, so Paralysis is gonna be great. And I think we're still out of range of... a little crit. Doesn't matter, but I think we're still out of range of a Wave Crash at this point, right? Like, I don't think it knocks us out. Just based on... because he already went for 2 Wave Crashes. I don't think a third one knocks us out. Paralyzed. Unfortunate. So he doesn't get to knock us out here. However, I don't believe... I think we would have lived on like a sliver. I'm pretty sure. If not, then I mean... we literally just go Mouse Hold right after and Population Bomb everything. And that's what I think we have to do. So I believe in order for us not to lose this game to a Swords Dance Hawlucha with Unburden, we need to basically sack this Pokemon, Hatterene. I think we don't switch... I don't think we sack anything else, right? Let me see how many Sun Turns. We have 2 Sun Turns left of the Harsh Sun or whatever. Okay, so we have 2 turns of that. I don't think we need Sun anymore for now. I don't think we need to try to go Torkoal. I feel like... I don't know. I don't want to sack Ting Lu just because he'll get a free sub right now. And then we have to Population Bomb through the sub, which could work in theory to keep Hatterene's Rocky Helmet in case we need to. Like, we could sack Ting Lu, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to make any unnecessary plays and choke this game because Hawlucha is still a threat. Like, it's going to be a tough endgame, but I think what we do is we just go for the Side Shock here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sub, okay, cool. So there's the sub. Like, my thought process, I think, is that if we just stay in and ensure that he doesn't sub or anything like that, we can probably go Mouse Hold. If Hawlucha can't set up a Swords Dance, we win. We win, basically, because he'll be forced to attack Mouse Hold. Mouse Hold OHKOs Hawlucha with its Population Bomb. It will OHKO it, so... yeah, let's I think Side Shock here again. I'm worried. I don't want it to be like a Dragonite end game situation like week 2 was, because I've noticed that a sweeper can late game sweep. effectively. Yeah, okay, cool. So he can probably sub again with Dragalge. So our play is not to get up Sun. I think we just go right into Mousehold here. Mousehold should be the play. So he'll be forced to attack. And then the trump card at the end, the very last Pokemon, is going to be what we led off with. Our Slithering. I think we can just wild charge the Hawlucha, depending on what he does. If the Hawlucha is sub, it's not going to be able to do that because of Population Bomb going through that. If the Hawlucha is Swords Dance, it's going to get destroyed if it goes for that. So I would assume he would have to go for the attacking move on the next turn. So this is a great position we're in. I'm so glad we got to bring Mousehold. And yeah, shout out to my boy Kelly for telling me to bring Mousehold. He said that it would be good in this matchup, and it is. I mean, it's a great mon to have out at this point in time right now where, you know, Joey's kind of forced to attack me. Close combat, okay. Do we see a White Herb, though, to boost its speed? Because even if we do, I don't think it matters too much because we have a lot of pieces in the back. Maybe. Let's see. Okay. No White Herb. And he's -1. Do we win this game right here, right now? Do we win it? Because he has no attack boost at all. He can't set up versus this thing because we are faster. I think we won the game. Don't be Wakanberry or some crazy thing like that. Do not. Do not. Here we go. Are we going to win this game for week 4 of the BBR versus Joey? Are we going to do it? Are we actually going to do it? And secure ourselves a win? Because we need this win badly. We do for the playoff run. Wild Charge, okay. It's gone. It's gone. We won week 4. Let's go. Nice. Okay, and you saw the nickname too. Let me win, G. Good game, good game. Ah, not bad. It was a pun, of course, on Slitherwing, because it's Slitherwing G. I was like, let me win this. I need the win. But thankfully, we've come through and secured ourselves the victory for this one. And this was a huge win. One that I really needed because, you know, of course, taking the first 2 L's in the first 2 weeks was tough. Trying to get used to the team and things like that. But yeah, I'm glad we won this game. GG, it's Emvee. Good game to aim. And yeah, we did it. We did it. We're back on the win streak once again. And the music has been giving us the fortune. No, I think, hacks in this game other than maybe the paralysis. But I'm pretty sure even if he broke through and somehow knocked us out, we literally go Mousehold and just population bomb everything and have fun. So yeah, I think we positioned ourselves really well in this game. And so the trades that are going to be happening, like I mentioned it before. So last week we did trade Iron Hands for Slitherwing. This time for the week 5, which is going to be the final, all the trades now that have gone in, I've given away Brute Bonnet, Mousehold, and Revavroom, and I've gotten myself Magnezone, Grafaiai, and Brambleghast. I think Magnezone is going to be a great steel type. It gives us Volturn, which is amazing for, you know, Slithering, Magnezone, and stuff like that to bring in Walking Wake. And Grafaiai is a good Prankster mon, so like those dragons that try to set up on me, we can Encore them. Really cool. And of course a Toxic Absorber. And then Brambleghast, which I think is going to be more reliable as hazard control for the team, which could be really useful since Mousehold, it's hard to, like, it's pretty hard to tidy up and stuff like that with that Pokemon. But Terra Captain change. I'm changing Walking Wake as Terra Captain to Slithering. I think that's going to be really good because Walking Wake on its own is, I mean, a fantastic Pokemon. I feel like Slithering will really benefit the team with a Terra type, or sorry, a Terra Captain. I'm making it Bug and Flying. So I think that's going to be really good for its typing. And I mean, Walking Wake will do what it does best, just attack things and do damage. So yep, I'm excited for the next week, I guess, or the next weeks, I should say, with the new team. Hopefully it can put in the work. If not, though, but I don't know. I think we're getting the hang of it, slowly getting back into it. So I'm glad that we did it. Subscribe to Joey, subscribe to myself, of course, if you all enjoyed. I'm going to check out his side as well. Going to be fun. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.